I've got a really nice spiced hot chocolate here. It may or may not have a bit of bourbon in it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Demelza's Delights. Kia ora e te whānau. If you are new here, my middle name is Demelza and it is of course a delight to be vegan. All of the products on this channel are 100% cruelty free and vegan. And today we're going to try out the Lush Cosmetics foundations. So these are their naked foundations. They're called Slapsticks and they are a zero waste product. I'm going to try out a few different colours for you and do swatches. I'll show you how the product works. I'll also do a wear test, so it's about mid-morning now and I will check in the afternoon and at night time to let you know how it wears throughout the day. I'll show you different ways to apply this product because it is a really interesting product. So the first thing to note about these Slapstick foundations is that they come in 40 different shades. So no matter your ethnicity, you're going to be able to find a shade that suits your skin tone. Fingers crossed. They launched a couple of years ago. They're an online product in New Zealand, which makes buying them to be a little bit tricky because you're not able to go in store and find a tester. So hopefully this video will be helpful for some of you who have a similar skin tone to me. I have 3 different shades here that are covered in here. Everything in my room is covered in here with my cat ice gun. So I've been trying 3 different tones. They're neutral and warm tones. And the numbers that I have, 9W, 11N, 12W. I went and picked up the 10C, which is a cool tone. It's still in that sort of similar number range, so I thought we'd try that anyway. I think you will find out very quickly in this video that I find these products a little bit hard to use and that they can melt at a higher temperature. So at the moment it's summer in New Zealand. I can't really imagine what these products would be like in Australia. And as you know, I work for Lush Cosmetics, so this is not a sponsored video, nothing like that. And I'm obviously not paid to say that they are good, because you will find out in this video that they're a little bit tricky to use. So you'll see from the close-up videos that I have of these 3 different shades, they're very mucky and dirty. They are soft to touch. These products, I don't want to put you off buying these products because they serve a really good purpose and the coverage is quite good. But I would assume that if you're a makeup artist, you would decanter these particular products into a little container where you have all your shades in a line, and that would be a hell of a lot easier to use them. So they come in a cardboard box with the Lush branding on the top. They've got an expiry date on the outside and then they have their ingredients on the back. These are all vegan products. When you open the case up, you'll see a little how to use sticker on the top. So I'm just going to read this to you. A little goes a long way with this versatile formula, meaning you can use it for the gentlest of touch-ups or full face radiance. Just layer up with a brush, your fingertips, or directly onto your skin for your desired coverage and a dewy radiant glow. These are a dewy foundation. You could always set them with setting powder, but they're not matte finish. So we open this product up and you can see that some of it has come off on the top. So I have really long nails, so sometimes I can catch the foundation with my nails. Not so great. It is like an egg shape foundation. So it's got the vegan wax on the bottom and that's where you hold the foundation, and you can apply it directly to your face or you can use a brush. This is the designer brand stippling brush. You could use a brush and go directly onto the product and onto your face. I'm going to use the product directly onto my face. I'm going to swipe it on and then buff it out with a buffing brush. I love the idea behind this because it's not in a tube, it's not in a plastic bottle, so there's less waste. My biggest concern with this product is it's obviously really soft and hard to store, but if you can get over that and you're more worried about your environmental impact, you're obviously going to pick this one over a tube foundation any day. I've got the 4 colours here. I'm going to do swatches on my face for you so that you can see these 4 colours in action, and then I'll do a full face application for you. Okay, so this is 9W, so they can be quite full coverage, as you can see. I'm going to put 10C, that new one that I picked up, right next to it, and we'll go on with 11N next to that one. Running out of room. and in with the 12W. Running out of room there. 9W is definitely too light for me. Too yellow. I'm going to go somewhere in between the three of these. I'm actually just going to stick to that middle shade there, which was the 11N. I'm going to do a full face of that for you so that you can see what it looks like. I just want to show you how you can buff them out so that you can still see the skin. Right, before I go in with that 11N shade, I'm just going to prime my face with the Magical Moringa Primer from Lush Cosmetics. This primer is designed to be used with the slapsticks. In summer, it's really malleable. It's almost like a balm. In winter, I find this product a little bit harder to use. But at the moment, while it's nice and hot, it's super easy to just glide on. I actually like to use a foundation brush to buff this primer in. So this is the 11N slapstick. You can see it's been well used. These buttons can actually pop out over time as well when the product gets a bit older. So I'm going to swipe this onto my face. And we're going to do a full face of the 11N. I will buff it out for you and I will build it up to show you the different coverage that you can create with it. So this is the full face of the 11N slapstick shade from Lush Cosmetics. I really like it. I think this is definitely the shade that I would wear in summer because it is quite orange. Let me zoom you in. So I really like it on camera. I think it looks really good. Is it the easiest thing to work with and hold? No. But is it more of a first world problem to kind of bitch about how messy it is when there's a product that could replace all of your standard foundations in a tube? Yes. Okay, this is what my 11N looks like after using it. It is messy, but it's nothing too horrendous. I want to show you how the vegan wax comes off. It just really comes off super easily. I would assume if I were wearing makeup every day, which I don't, that this would last you for at least a month. Right, so this is where you can see the skin underneath. I'm actually going to do another layer and build it up to be really full coverage foundation so that you can see the difference between this and the side by side of a full coverage look. If I compared it to the stage makeup that I used to do, I would say this is more light to medium coverage, which is fine because it is a dewy foundation. I'm finding it a bit hard to build it up. So that's with the second layer on. I really can't tell if there's a big difference or not. So I also picked up some darker shades so that I could show you swatches on my arm. And I also picked up darker shades to show you how you can use these foundations as contours. This particular shade is 25W. I'm just going to swatch it straight on there. This is 24, 23N, and 22C. This is the 22C and I'm just going to use that as a contour shade. Ooh, too much. I'm going to blend that out with the angled contour brush from Designer Brands. So I guess the good thing about using two different foundation shades for your foundation and contour is that they mix really well. You know that they're going to play really well together. I'm going to go straight onto the product and then straight onto my face. This is the best way to use them. Just straight onto your brush. Leave them in the box. Don't try to handle them. Now I'm going to do something that you're all going to just cringe at, but this is to do with wear test. You can see where I just took that off. It comes off so easily. I think you definitely need to set it with something, and if you're moving your makeup around or if you're trying different products on top, it's going to be a tricky one. I'm not wearing any highlighter here. This is just where the light is hitting the foundation, so you can see that it's a very dewy foundation. It's going to be interesting to see how these products wear, so I'm going to now do the rest of my makeup, film some other videos. I'll check in with you around lunchtime, and I'll check back in later on tonight. My pros and cons of this foundation. So I really love that it's a dewy finish. I love the look of this foundation. I think it plays really well. I also really love that Lush are like plastic. They're a brand that is leading the way, so they've, you know, taken a stand, although they do make foundations, liquid foundations, I think in a glass bottle in the UK, so interesting. But it's an option. It's there for you if you are wanting something that is zero waste, if you are not wanting to purchase a foundation that comes in a plastic tube that you can't recycle. I like the price point. They're 39 New Zealand dollars. That is a really good price for a foundation. I don't like that you can't test these in stores. It must be really hard for people to buy these online. So I don't like that the product is very melty. They're quite hard to handle. If you have any questions about these foundations, do put them into the comments and I will do my best to answer them. I'm filming at home and obviously I want to show you where Iska is. She's absolutely passed out on the bed. Oh. Hello. What's she doing? So I'm doing a check-in with you on the afternoon version of this makeup. I touched it up a tiny bit for the video that I just filmed. But it does look really good. I'm still quite impressed with it, and I've been down to see flatmates in the kitchen and they're like, oh wow, it looks really good. So I will let you know maybe in like 3 or 4 hours how it's wearing. Wear test, I'm actually pretty impressed to be honest. I did not expect the Lush Slapstick to be on for as long as it has been on and to look as good as it still does as it still did this morning. It has worn quite well. I used a setting spray. I didn't use any powder or anything like that, and it has, yeah, it's worked really well. I really like it. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you would try the Lush Slapsticks or if you wouldn't, and for what reasons, if you would or wouldn't. Comment down below. Everything will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks so much for joining me on this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!